I haven't even had a sip of coffee yet. It's good. It's good. It's good. It's good. Good morning, everybody. What is happening? What is going on? It is a beautiful Monday morning here in Phoenix, Arizona. Like, seriously, the sunrise. Look at this. Beautiful. Got an avocado floaty in the pool with like the sunrise in the reflection and the sunrise over the mountains. Are you kidding me? It's like paradise, literally. Anyways, so we're gonna do the Q&A from here this morning. One, I got a new phone. It's my first time getting the plus size one, so it's a little bit bigger. And I have large hands. I don't know how people with small hands use large phones, but it doesn't have a case on it right now. It's just a 7, but it doesn't have a case on it right now, so I don't want to drop it while I'm skateboarding. It'd be really bad. And I can also now drink coffee during the Q&A, which is probably gonna make the questions a little bit better. Well, the answers at least. The questions are always great. Also, I apologize if there's a bunch of bird noise. We live right next to South Mountain, so when the sun comes up and the sun hits the mountain, all the birds wake up and then they start flying around. Kind of cool, also loud and annoying for videos sometimes. Alright, war day. I'm from Europe, and I heard that when you get recruited by a university college in the US, they let a lot of athletes start and only the best ones get to the scholarships. And when they don't recruit you, you have to go back or pay full scholarship. I think you mean like full tuition. Then you're in a financial crisis. I hope this is clear. Is this true? So universities in the US, I don't know necessarily the whole international recruiting process. I know I have a few friends that are from international that came here. They're also very, very good and were on full rides. The university I went to, University of Oregon, didn't give out full rides pretty much unless you were national champion multiple times over, or like you scored at NCAAs multiple times. So from what I understand, if they're gonna recruit you from another country, most likely you're gonna be on some sort of scholarship. Very rarely are you gonna be a walk-on unless you can afford to be a walk-on and come over to the US and get an education and compete for your school. Obviously with the whole everything being shut down thing, recruiting next year might be a little bit different, so take this with a grain of salt. But I don't think that they would ever bring you over here and then take your scholarship away. They'll always, like, and you can sign the contract when you sign your scholarship to say like, I need a mandatory X amount of money per year for me to be here, otherwise I'm gonna leave. They don't, like, if you're gonna be a walk-on, you have to have the performance to get here to actually get noticed by college coaches. And it's hard to do as an international athlete. Obviously you're not at high school meets here in the US, so you have to put up the scores at your junior nationals or your junior worlds or something like that, where they're going to be able to say, oh hey, this girl's actually worth my time to travel outside of the country or to contact somebody outside the country. As far as the whole is that true thing, pretty much anything you've read about an NCAA school probably has happened. It is a business, I'll say that first and foremost. The coaches do really, really care about their athletes, and that's kind of why I always say base where you're gonna go off of your coach, not off of the facilities, not off of anything like that. Literally just base it off the coach, because the coach will make it that good of an experience no matter where you're at. But is it true that they'll cut your scholarship or they'll cut you from the team? Yeah, they just want points. They see you as an athlete that's going to score points at nationals, conference, whatever, and if you're going to do that for them, great. If you have a great freshman year and then you don't get hurt or anything, but you just start to like not be as fast or not progress in the way that you need to, then yeah, you can get cut and you can get reduced on scholarship. It is a business. It's hard to That is a loud bird. It is hard to kind of comprehend as a high school athlete that you could be on scholarship and living your dream, and then in a matter of like a year you get reduced and you can't cover the costs anymore and you go into debt or you move schools. I chose to go into debt. Evan Finger running. What is the point of doing a double workout like a run in the morning and afternoon rather than a long run? I think it just targets different muscle systems. So say you're doing like a shorter run in the morning, that's going to be a different muscle system than like a longer endurance run. So say you're going for like a 2-mile run, 2 miles is going to feel a lot different than running 5 miles. Or if you're doing like a sprint session in the morning, so you're doing like 200s, 300s, whatever, and then you need to get mileage in so that your body's used to running mileage in the afternoon rather than just doing a long run. So I think that it really just does target different muscle systems and targets different nervous systems as far as how your brain is going to perceive the work and how your muscles and skeletal system actually reacts to the work that's being put on your body. So there is a benefit to both. I'm not saying one's better than the other by any means. You need both if you're going to be a like distance runner, or like in mine, mid-distance 1500. So that's kind of the reason that you need some speed. You need also some endurance, otherwise you're just gonna die. I like the fact that I can drink coffee during these because it clears my throat a little bit. Anyways, tell me which one you guys like more. Do you like me riding around on the skateboard? Because I can do it. It's a little risky with the phone until I get the case on like Tuesday. But or if you like me just sitting down, I don't know if the video quality is any better or worse, or if my question or my answers are better. It's what you guys want. I'm here to please you. That's a lie. I'm here to please you, but I'm gonna make the content that I want to make. A coffee question for Monday Q&A. Belgium or bust? I love you. What is your favorite brand of coffee beans, or good suggestions? Favorite brand of coffee beans. There's a coffee roaster in Eugene, Oregon. It's a super small little roaster. It's down West 11th, and I think it's just called Coffee Plant Roasters. They're medium to light roast. I think it might be Guatemalan, it might be Arabica. Is phenomenal. So I don't know if it's out of Central America or South America, or Central America or Africa, but holy smokes, it is really good coffee. I don't know where you're from, so if you're from Belgium, it's going to be much harder to get it. If you're looking for like just a generic brand coffee, you might be able to pick up. My recommendation would be to go to a local small coffee shop, ask them where they get their beans. If they answer with some like ridiculous, we get it at Folgers, like some large company, don't necessarily go there. Go to like a different shop and see if they roast in-house or something like that. Or there's a ton of roasters that just are on Instagram. They're like super small batch, like super small batch. Like they literally just roast it in their house and then they sell their stuff wholesale. One, that's gonna like help build a new company, which is kind of cool. Two, go as like, I don't know, it's gonna be a better roast, and you can probably control it. You can be like, hey, I thought that medium roast was more like a very light roast. Do you mind throwing it in there for an extra 10 minutes, 20 minutes to get a little bit darker roast? You know what I mean? Angus asks how I'm training during quarantine. I'm training pretty well during quarantine. We have a little like gym set up in our garage so we can get our lifts in. We have a couple kettlebells, and we can do a lot of body weight stuff, like the workout that I did yesterday with David King, the British champ. I'll link that video. I think it's, where do the cards pop up? I think the cards pop up here. Card pops up right there. Anyways, there's a video either here or there that is about the workouts that I've been doing. If you're talking about running and stuff, long runs, I literally just go run on the canal that's right behind my house. It's like a gravel path. It's not bad. I try not to do it a ton because it isn't super good on your feet running on hard surfaces. And then we run at a park in Scottsdale that has very, very nice grass, very similar to like the turf, but actual grass, so it's nice and soft. It's fairly flat, not a lot of big bumps, and we do a lot of our distance, or not distance, but a lot of our like over speed or over distance training there, as well as like some hundreds. We actually hurdled there a few days ago. So if you want to see the hurdle video, go watch that one. And tomorrow there'll be a video of us running like 300s or something on that track, or on that turf. Not bad. Presbyterian Tier 1. Yeah, I would consider switching from high school to college coaching. That's kind of the dream or the end goal. I'd love to coach in college. I think that I'm a good coach. I relate to my athletes really well. I just think that right now it's easier with my schedule to coach at a high school. If I coached at a college, I wouldn't get to have the freedom that I do to be able to go to different meets when I want to. Obviously this year it's a little different, but yeah, the end goal is to not retire, but stop competing and go to the coaching side at a college and pay the bills that way. Yeah, I've had a few colleges reach out and contact me as far as like whether I wanted to help coach or whether I wanted a coaching position. And right now the goal is set on the Olympics in 2021 now, and the World Championships in 2022. So everything kind of got pushed back a year, but it's not a bad thing. I like competing. The sun is gradually approaching us. Jason wants to know how to make the most out of your collegiate track career. Do what the coaches say and stay as healthy as possible. So you think that you're going to be doing enough recovery, do more. So make sure you're getting your sleep. Obviously college, super hard. I woke up super early to make these videos in college. I also like played video games till late at night. I didn't necessarily get the sleep that I needed. Not necessarily the best way to approach it, but try and get as much sleep as you can. Obviously schoolwork takes over as well. Get as much sleep as you can, roll out, recover, and stretch as much as you can. If you can get in some like yoga or whatever is going to force you to stretch, do that. If you just listen to your coach and don't be arrogant or cocky. So if you win a race, just like thank the officials, actually yeah, that's going to be my how to get the most out of your collegiate career, is to thank the officials, because they're who you're out there with all the time. And I always make a point to go shake the officials' hands after every event in the decathlon. So I'll finish the 400, I'll go find the starter or something if he's not, or wait till the 400's done. I'll shake his hand. I'll shake the finish line officials. I'll shake the people that are at the long jump board, the people that I just got in an argument with over a shot put because I didn't think I fouled. I'll go shake their hand and thank them for putting in their time. Most of the time they're volunteers, so it's kind of a random tangent, but you really should be kind to the people that are going to help you. So maybe there is like a questionable call that maybe you did foul, but the official was like, oh, should I call it? Or it was close enough that the tie usually goes to the runner, but if you're a jerk to the officials, they're probably not going to give you that tie. So be nice to the officials, listen to your coaches, and do more recovery and stretching than you think you need, because no matter what work you're putting in, your body's going to be stressed, and that stress needs to be alleviated before you can push it as hard as you want again. The sun is now coming to my forehead. I can see it, it's there. I also appreciated that you guys all commented great video on the one where I just kind of showed what I was doing throughout the day. Kind of cool. So how many cards did I throw in that card trick shot? If you haven't seen the trick shot video, I'll link it somewhere up here as well. But I probably threw close to 1,000 at least, so 52 in the deck, and I probably did it, yeah, maybe I attempted it with 20 decks of cards, like picked them up and threw them, because I attempted a bunch the night before at the end of that video, and then I also attempted them all throughout the day when I actually made it. And yeah, the worst part was literally just picking up the cards. I could throw them all day, that was easy. If I had like 30 decks, I'd be fine, but I had 2 decks, and it took a while, like probably like 4 or 5 hours. So Mare I'm gonna say it's SZY, Marazi. Does training hurdles in the grass mess up with your timing and stuff, a rhythm? A little bit. You don't get the force feedback that you would get out of a track, obviously, or even just running on like concrete. But you can actually run in spikes over the hurdles on grass. And it's more about the mobility and just the rhythm in between the hurdles. So you're still getting your feet down, you're still getting that fast switch activation in between the hurdles that you would want. It just now is, now you don't get as powerful. So obviously we're not doing the hurdles at full height, so we're doing max 39s. We're not doing 42s, and we are going a little bit reduced in length to simulate the same speed that we would have on a track or like a normal surface. Hurdling in sand would be a horrible idea, Dylan. You would get I don't see any benefit to that. Training in sand is good. Hurdling in sand, probably not. Nick, I think that everyone should like bees. Bees kind of save the planet. They pollinate everything, they're very nice. Wasps and bees are completely different. Bees, very nice. They don't want to sting you. They literally will avoid trying to sting you, because if they sting you, they die. So they try and avoid that at all costs. Wasps are just assholes. Mr. Nimble, I got into rock climbing because it was pretty popular to do in Eugene. I've actually been rock climbing since I was a little kid, like really little kid, like maybe like 5 years old. I went to like the rock climbing gym in Bend, and I've always had just some sort of like urge to climb on things, and to climb there. It's physically taxing, which I love. I love pushing my body to a point that I'm uncomfortable. It's like when your hands are like broken and you're trying to hold on to a grip, or like hold on to like a weird crimp, and you're like full crimping it, you're like 2 fingers on it, and you're like staring at it, and then it just pops and you fall down, and there's like some risk and reward to it. It's exciting. So I got into climbing when I was younger, and then when I could have the time to actually do it, when I was in Eugene, I had a membership at a climbing gym, and I literally went every single day. It is phenomenal for body awareness. It is phenomenal for upper body and even lower body strength. The positions that you have to be in, all the little auxiliary muscles that you use that you're not used to using. It's phenomenal workout. I love it. Once this whole thing blows over, I'm probably gonna try and get another membership somewhere here in Phoenix. And I saw Adam, you asked what gym that I went to. It was some smaller gym in Tempe, I believe. It just was not well maintained. They never cleaned the holds. The mats on the floor had holes in them, so if you didn't move a crash pad over while you were bouldering, likelihood of you falling through the mat was actually pretty likely. They had a kind of a cool like long boulder that you could climb up and then like fall down a ramp, but yeah, just wasn't very well maintained. If somebody new bought that place and made it into a really nice gym, then it'd probably be pretty good. Also, only one person guessed the correct number of spikes or shoes that I had in my car. It was 17. I didn't include the trainers, which would be 18 because they weren't in my car at the time, but I always have at least 18 pairs of shoes in my car, and then the 2 pairs of climbing shoes if you want to count those. Crazy. John, there has been nothing done to the Mustang thus far outside of the updates that I've given in the video, and I don't know if there's going to be any updates for a little bit. No, I don't think that any college is going to lower their recruiting standard, because people are still going to run just as fast, and people are going to jump just as far and high and throw things just as far. So the recruiting standards are going to be pretty much the same, if not even more steep or harder, because they're not losing athletes, because the NCAA is going to cover scholarships. So they're not going to lose any athletes that would usually have been seniors. They're going to maintain athletes, so they're going to have more people on their team. It's going to be more stressful to actually get time to actually run or compete or play the sport that you're going to be recruited for. So I think that their standards are actually either going to stay the same or be hiked up considerably. Like, you have to be very, very good to get a scholarship. Next year is going to be interesting. And with that, that is going to be the end of today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. My birthday is coming up on the end of this week, so I'm pretty excited. It is officially my birthday week, so I accept all and any gifts, presents, and just happy birthdays. Yeah, I'll be a little bougie this week. Anyways, remember, be nice to people, don't hurt yourself, don't hurt others, slow down, don't dance so fast. I hope that I could answer your question, and if I didn't, feel free to comment down below your question and I will answer it next week, or I'll try to. These videos they're super fun to make, so hopefully you learned something, and hopefully you're having an awesome day chilling at your house or working from home. Or if you're not working from home and you're actually still at work, thank you for being one of the people that is a first responder or in the medical field, or you are important enough to your community that you need to be working. So thank you to all you guys that are out there putting in the work and keeping the world a better place. I'll talk to you guys all tomorrow. Okay, bye.